Once again, my name is Miggy. I'm a designer advocate on the education team. And what that means is I work with educators and students getting onboarded in Figma. Myself used to be a professor of design at the Rochester Institute of Technology, where I taught both in the new media program as well as the visual communications design program, specializing in interactive media. I'm joined by Alex. You can see Alex is in the chat with us. We are already in a FigJam file. I'm going to say hi back to Alex. Hi, Alex. Oops. Hi, Alex. I'm going to put in some exclamation points, and you see when you get the exclamation points, the chat just goes a little bit wild. I'm going to increase the scale of my interface just by one so we can see that just a little bit better. You can find us both on Twitter or X, as it's now apparently called. I'm Miggy, and then Alex Figma EDU. So, a few quick housekeeping items as well. Figma and FigJam are free for students and educators. If you head on over to figma.education or figma.com/education, you can apply for free verification. So let's get started. We're going to be talking today a little bit about FigJam. I'm going to intro, we're going to do some navigation and shortcuts. I'm going to show you how to become a FigJam pro, really digging in and finding all the different nuts and bolts. The one thing that you want to think about when working with FigJam is, yes, it's a collaborative whiteboard tool, but it is also an excellent design tool. There's so much that you can use for beginning your process, for collaborating with others. And I really want you to have mastery over this space so you can use it to the fullest to help you be the best designer or educator, whatever it is that you're going to be using it for. So we're really going to dig into some of those nuts and bolts. So we have a lot to cover, so let's go. All right, so just really quickly, I want to touch on some basics. We had this file. This is a newly published file called FigJam Tips. Once again, FigJam is a whiteboard tool that gives you the ability to put anything anywhere. And with that blank slate mentality, it can be very off-putting. You don't really know where to start. So what we've provided are these little tips that you can hop into and you can begin to navigate around the space. So the way that and you can see that Alex is already in the file, dropping in little stickers like an absolute champ. Thank you. So when you navigate FigJam, you're going to hold the space bar and you're going to drag around, right? So I am using a mouse and I'm using a keyboard. So I hold the space bar, I navigate around. If you are using a laptop, you can use the touchpad on the laptop. If you have a Chromebook that has a touch screen, you can actually navigate and use pinch and zoom gestures with that touch screen. Zooming is going to be integral to your workflow. So I hit Command plus, Command minus to zoom in and out. So this is how I'm able to navigate so freely. Myself, I'm actually using this mouse and my thumb scroll is set so it can zoom as well. Another way to do that is with the Command key, and you can use that to scroll. In just a few minutes, we are going to invite you to a document. So then that way we can try out some of these behaviors and you can get more comfortable with it. A few other things, whenever you're working in other applications, copy and paste work just well. So what I'm going to do first is introduce you to the Humble Sticky. The sticky is down over here in the toolbar, and you can bring that toolbar up if you ever lose that toolbar, right? See that toolbar? It's right there. I'm going to hit Command / Command backslash. Command backslash will hide and show the toolbar, right? So if you ever lose it or you need it to be gone for just a little bit, let's say you're presenting, I'm going to hit Command backslash, and that's going to make it show up and make it go away. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to choose this sticky. I'm going to bring the sticky in. The sticky is kind of a fundamental unit of FigJam. You can type things in here, right? So I'm going to say, hello world. Alex, if you want to drop a sticky in here as well, that'd be great. So just let us know that you're here in the document. I'm going to have Alex follow me by going up right here. I'm going to choose Spotlight Me so Alex can see where I am. There we go. We both have stickies in our document, and I can see that she's following me currently. So we have our stickies, and I'm going to show you some fun things to do with the stickies. When you hover over any of these dots, you can add a sticky in another direction. So I can add additional ones. So as I'm working on my ideas, I can expand them out. The sticky itself you can format it in any number of ways. So I'm going to pull this up here. I'm going to select that text, and this bar is going to allow me to make larger text. Now, if I make the text so large that it expands down to the next line, I can select the sticky and make it a wider one. So once again, I'm going to select it and make a wider one. So there we go. Now I'm able to have more space and I can format my text a little bit better. So this is also some text. And with this sticky, I can format this text down. So I can select the text up here and make it medium, and I can select the text up above and I can make that bold. So the thing that you want to realize is that though the sticky is like a very simple unit, there's some really nice formatting that can be had when you begin to play around with it, right? Just a sticky. Now, the one thing that I'm going to show you that's a bit of a power move is if you have a sticky and let's say you want to share a ton of these, right? Like, let's say you need so many more. You're going to prepare a space where you're going to work with others and you need a bunch of stickies there. I'm going to hit Command Return, Command Return, Command Return, and it's going to make a ton more. So just like Alex had the Hey Miggy sticky, I'm going to hit Command Return, 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 Return. So then this way I can easily duplicate all of those stickies. I can make a space for others to begin collaborating with us. Okay. Are there any questions on that? So once again, grab a sticky, I drop it in. If I can format it, I select the text, and up here I could change that text. I can make it scribbled. I can make it technical. I can make it bookish, right? So I have that different formatting. If I want to, I can make it wide. Now, let's say I have this sticky. This is my importance sticky, right? The important one. And you're just like, I really need this to be bigger and bolder than the rest of them. I can just drag it from the corner and I can make it bigger. So you can scale the stickies, though you have to be very careful when you're scaling them. Thank you, Alex. You have to be very careful when you're scaling them that you're not scaling them so large that, you know, they overtake the file, kind of like a file kaiju, right? So this is like the gargantuan sticky. You want to refrain from doing that. Sometimes people start making things in a file and it gets larger and larger and larger, but then the file can become a little bit too large. So the Figma files for this session, we are going to be sharing a file. Oh, she loves the use of gargantuan. It's a great use of gargantuan. One other fun thing, when you drop text just in Figma, right? So here's a text tool. You press the T key, drop some text. When you make it very large, the fun thing is that they have descriptors for all the different font sizes. So right now it's towering, and I can make this really big, and it's omnipresent. So you always want to be very mindful of the scale that you're working with in FigJam. And that's one of the reasons that I mentioned. So someone was asking, do we want a Figma file for the session? Here, I'm actually going to share out this FigJam tips community file with you all. So then this way you can use that to include these tips that we have. So just like the navigating in FigJam, the zooming in and out, the copy and paste, the duplicate, these shortcuts will be made available for you. All right, so covered a few things. We covered some stickies, we covered scaling stickies, we covered moving them around, we added in some text and we put it onto the canvas, we select the text. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is just the amount of formatting that you have here. So I'm going to add this there. I'm going to show you one other thing. Let's say the colors of your stickies you want to have a little bit more control over, right? So let's say I have a bunch of these objects. Oh, it's okay, Alex. Everybody, you know, like you got to learn. You have to make very large files before you start to scale them down. Let's say you have some stuff here, right? And you know, you have like a whole sticky barrage. I can select them all. And when I select them all, you'll notice there's more options up here at the top. There's tidy up. And if you use this a lot, which I use it a lot, I use the shortcut key, which is Control Option T. And you'll notice that when I hover over it, I see that shortcut there. So Command Option T, and now they're all tidy. And when they're all tidy, I can now begin to arrange it. And I even see Catherine says that Tidy Up is the most underrated tool that any software has ever produced. I agree. The way that I can just seamlessly and visually rearrange these objects. And let's say I do want to rearrange them, right? See this sticky? I want to move it over here and put this into this column. I can move it there. However, I'm going to show you a pro tip, right? I'm going to call this an official Miggy pro tip. Let's say I've arranged everything and I want to put this one, right? I'm going to put this one where 2 is, right? I want to rearrange that. I can select them all. And you'll see that if I move this there, right, 2 just kind of moves out of the way. It doesn't do exactly what I want it to. 2 doesn't do what I want it to. If I hold the command key, I can swap them. So the command key is this magical option when you arrange everything, right? Or the control key if you're on Windows. So here, let me just make a little screen recording of that. I'm going to try something new today that I haven't done before. I'm going to do a screen recording. Let's see. I'm going to do a screen recording. I'm going to record my video and I'm going to leave it on the canvas for y'all. So here we go. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to hold down the command key. I'm going to move it there and I'm going to stop and I'm going to leave this in the file and I'm going to give you all some of these screen recordings. So here, let's see. I just added that video to the file. There we go. I got a little screen recording and it shows that action. Let's give this a label. So what do we call this? Let's call this rearranging stickies. Here we go. And we'll be sure to send you this file and these little recordings after the fact. So here we go. Let's play that one more time, rearranging stickies. There it is. And we could see that behave. So there we go. Can I do it again? There you go. So boom, boom. And we can watch the behavior. So when you select them all, you see them highlighted, you hit the command key and you move it. There you go. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to take this and we have a little file that we're going to be working together today. And I'm going to start adding them over there as well. So we can have them. We have our little FigJam tips over here. I'm going to save them over there. Okay. We're trying all kinds of new things today. It's a bit of experimental design in this class. All right. So once again, we just reviewed, let's just say like I have a nice messy organization of stickies and I want to rearrange them. I have all of these elements here. I select them. I come up here, tidy up. Tidy up is fantastic. And I want to rearrange them, hit the command key, and now I can rearrange it and swap wherever I want it to be. Beautiful. Next, I want to start getting into just a few shortcuts for y'all to begin to learn how to find your own FigJam secrets. So I'm going to move on over. Here we go. I'm going to clear this space out. Let me turn off my spotlight there for a moment. So here, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Here we go. You'll notice that in FigJam, there's like file, edit, right? There's even preferences. There's all these hidden preferences and things that you can do or not do. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to begin to actuate some of them. So you'll notice here, there's this quick actions option. This is also in Figma. If you're a designer in Figma and you're just kind of getting into FigJam, FigJam is essentially Figma with constraints, right? So we can do things like quick actions, and quick actions allow you to, let's say I hit Command /. If you're on an international keyboard, it's going to be Command P, and I can type things in. So you'll see here, I have a show.grid, and I can type in show.grid, and I can actually hide and show that dot grid in the background. I can also hit Command / and I can type in the word keyboard and shortcuts. So I'm typing in keyboard shortcuts. I'm hitting Command P, Command /. As a matter of fact, let's do a quick record of that. I'm going to just screen record, and then I'm going to type in Command P, show.grid, Command P, show.grid. There we go. I have a little recording and I'm going to drop it into the file. So Command P quick actions is going to give you the ability to call or trigger any number of things. Command P quick actions. Let's put a little border around that and then we can watch that. So there you go. And you see a little shortcut trigger, Command P and shortcut actions. I'm going to take that and we're going to move it over to our soon to be public file that we're going to share with you all. Okay. So what I want to show you is the keyboard shortcuts. The keyboard shortcuts pane down here, right? I hit Command P and type in keyboard shortcuts, and we have all the different keyboard shortcuts. And the reason that this is important is because you can learn how to do things you might not even knew that you could do. Right. So I come in here. Oh, I can show and hide my multiplayer cursors. Right. Oh, I could zoom to fit or zoom to selection with Shift 1, Shift 2. Right. I can go here to text. Wow, I can format my text with keyboard shortcuts, which might not be helpful for you right in the moment, but there might be a time when you're making a template or you're building something out where that can serve your purpose. So let's say here, right, with text, I can select that text box. And let's say I want to make my text huge. I hit Option, Command 1, and now my text is huge. And I want to return my text to be small, Option, Command 0, and it's small again. Once again, that might not be helpful for you right now, but there might be a point in time where you're formatting a lot of text and you'll say, okay, let me just remember those shortcuts because that's where they are. And that's going to give me a lot of opportunity to save time. So once again, like text align left, text align center. Wow, we can do these things. So once again, command option L, command option R, right? And then command option T. I can change the alignment of my text, and I can do so in mass. Let's say if I have a few other text fields, I'm holding down the option key or the alt key to do that on Windows, command option R, command option T, command option L. And these are going to be the pro tips, like I mentioned, that are going to save you time when you least expect them to. You're going to find yourself doing something over and over again, and you're just like, wow, I really need to figure out what to do. So even here, when I go into edit, you'll find export. You'll find lock and unlock selection. So it's a great way for you to dig in and find these like little hidden gems that you might not have known previous. Look at this. Focus the next area. I didn't even know that this existed. Let's see what this does. I'm going to hit Command Control forward. Let's see. Command Control forward, back. Oh, maybe there's like another area that I need to do. I need to set up the file a little bit properly. I'm going to play around with that one later. So this is going to be really cool. Stamp on selection. Let's try that out. I'm going to hit a sticky and I'm going to press the E key. The E key is going to pull up the stamps. So there we go. I put a stamp on the selection. Let's see if this works. Command enter. Command enter. No. Oh, I remember how to do this one. Okay, I'm probably doing it wrong. This is an accessibility one. So command enter. No. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. All right. I'm going to fix that up for next time. This is the results of live demos, folks. All right, cool. So the one thing I do want to highlight here, since so many of you are coming from across the globe, your keyboard shortcuts are going to be different than mine because we have different keyboard layouts. So if you want to see the keyboard shortcuts in your native keyboard and you want to see it appropriately, you can come over here and you can adjust it. So in the keyboard shortcut pane, you come here, you can make those adjustments. And then that way you can see the shortcuts in a manner that are more accessible for you. Yeah, I meant to cover the sticky in it. Unfortunately, I was doing it wrong. So I'll figure it out. All right, so next up, we're going to dig into some of these other tools. I'm going to dig into these toolbars, and at this point, I'm going to invite you all into a file. We have a little activity because you are all such amazing folks. We have hundreds of y'all here. We're going to get you into this document. We're going to do a little FigJam and draw. I'm going to do a quick demo, and you can even see that these little things are over here as well. So you can probably check those out. I'm going to lock those, put them in a little section. Oop. And so you're going to even watch those, and we'll continue to add to that. I'm going to invite you into this file. I'm going to hit the share key, and I'm going to copy this link. And what we're going to do is we're going to play a little game of FigJam and Draw. The one thing about FigJam is that when you're working with other people, right, it's a great place to work. You need to have some fun, right? You need to hop in here. You need to have some fun. So I'm going to introduce y'all to the marker tools, and we're going to draw an octopus in boots wearing a hat. So what I would like you all to do is when I invite you to this file, you're going to hop in here. You're going to double click. You're going to put your name. I'm going to put Miggy here. If you want, you can change the color of the board, and I'm going to put some time on the clock, and we're going to draw an octopus in boots, and we're going to see how this works out. So I'm going to hit share. I'm going to copy the link. right? We currently have an open session. An open session means that everyone can join us. I shared the link in the chat so y'all can start hopping in this file with us. So feel free, find a board, add your name, and I'm going to walk you through the different tools that you can use to draw in FigJam. So if you press the M key, that's going to pull up the marker tool. The marker tool is going to give you the ability to draw directly on the canvas. When you pull up the marker tool, you'll notice it down at the bottom, and you can choose a thicker stroke or a thinner stroke. And one fun little detail is you'll actually see your marker change size when you click on either one. You could change the color, and I'm going to show you a fun thing with the color tool. You can eyedrop any color that you see on any image on the stage. All right. All right, cool. So some of you all are already drawing. I'm going to show you one other quick thing with the drawing. When you draw with the marker tool, you can use the highlighter tool. I'm going to draw a couple little squares right here. You can use that highlighter tool, Shift M, to color it in, and you can layer the colors. So the more you draw over with the highlighter tool, you can even mix colors. The highlighter tool is a jam. If you press Shift M, you get the highlighter tool. So this is going to be a little bit of an unlock when you're coloring in things, right? Use that highlighter tool. It's going to be really cool to kind of fill things in. One other thing, when you draw with the pen tool, you can hold the Shift key and draw straight lines. So if you want to draw wireframes of a design and you're working with others, you can draw straight lines by holding that Shift key, right? Marker tool, unlock. Lastly, you can press the, what is it? It's going to be Shift Delete for the eraser tool, and the eraser tool will delete your lines. There you go, Shift Delete, and that's going to be the eraser tool. Okay, cool. So let's go. Let's see, how are folks doing? Octopus in boots wearing a hat. So an octopus in boots wearing a hat. Oh man, it is so cool to see so many of you drawing in here, fully understanding the assignments. This is great. We got Denny, we got Daphne, we got Isaac, we got Laura, we got Allison, we got Fran. Justice already going with the boots. So since y'all already started, I'm actually going to set a timer in the top left. I know you're probably drawing, you're not paying attention to me, but in the top left, we got a timer, we got music, and we got voting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the music very low. I'm going to give us all about 2 whole minutes. I'm going to hit the play button and turn on some jams. And I guarantee you, this is one of the best ways that you can just introduce somebody to FigJam. These little boards are available as a template. It's called the FigJam and Draw activity. We will share a link to this. So you could just type in FigJam and Draw right into the template folder in the bottom right, and you can add that in, and you can have this activity to use for yourself. Wow, these are amazing, Hannah. That is fantastic. Everybody's got to check out Anna's. I'm going to press the E key and draw some stars. Anna, that is beautiful. I'm giving you all the stars. Oh man, Haley. Oh, I'm feeling that. It's like a cousin it octopus. I think you really understood the assignment on that hat. Ellen over here is just like a straight up designer. Ellen is just going hard with that like perfect color fill. Like that could be an icon onto itself. Man, y'all folks are talented. Yo, Christina over here. I love the boots. Really leaned into those fashionable boots, Christina. That's like some couture right there. Yo, Lee with the simplicity is just killing it over here. I'm going to give you a star as well. Okay, I really didn't think that when I invited y'all to this file, y'all would just be so fantastic. The details on these. Brenda, oh my God, those boots are adorable. I'm going to put just a little bit more time because I'm enjoying this almost like too much. We're going to throw 1 more minute on the clock. Yo, Richard with the shapes. Got that eyeball. That is so fresh. Okay, y'all came today prepared. You knew what was up. You were just like, I am bringing my absolute A game to FigJam today. This is amazing. I'm going to show you all how to export these, by the way. So then this way you can have a copy of it. You could share it out on social. You could let folks that you know that you were here today and that Miggy from Figgy absolutely loves your artwork. Man, I'm kind of jealous. Like y'all got some serious y'all have better FigJam skills than I have right now. All right, so we're coming up. We have about 25 seconds left. I'm in absolute awe. This is great. Y'all should be like teaching me about how to draw in FigJam. Cool. All right, so we're just coming up on time. And that's it. These are fantastic. Yo, Brittany over here throwing the cane on that the octopus. I think everybody should just kind of take a moment. Let's just take a moment on this Friday to go around and show some appreciation, show some love to these other works of art. So if you press the E key, right, the letter E, you'll get this little stamp wheel. It's a little stamp in the bottom corner. You can choose a little star, a heart, or a +1 and show some additional love for the ones that you really appreciate and enjoy. Right? This is the magic of FigJam, folks. Think about it. We got folks joining in from all over the world, drawing octopus and boots with a hat. Right? This is doesn't get any better than this. Zainab. Really fantastic color, Zainab. All right. So at this point, too, I'm gonna show y'all. I want to show y'all some more stuff, but this was just like a bit of pure magic. All right. So y'all get some stars, you get some stars. I'm gonna show you how to like do some really cool stars. So if everybody wants to watch my share screen, I'm gonna represent Amy up here. I'm gonna draw a star. I'm gonna put a star over here, and you see that when I hover over it, that it comes from me. So the star has attribution. If I hover over this heart, I can see that Chris through that star there. Now I'm gonna hold down the Option key, right? I'm gonna move this a little to the right. And now I'm going to press Command D. Command D, 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 D. Right? I'm duplicating that selection. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to hit Command key. I'm going to move this down. Or I'm going to hold down the Option key to make a duplicate of it. So Option key to make a duplicate. And then press Command D, 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 D. Right? So whenever I'm in meetings, I usually do this around people's work, and everyone's just like, man, how did you get those so perfectly spaced? See, Alex just called me out on it. I do this all the time. And people are like, whoa, how'd you do that? Hold down the Option key. I drag it just a little bit and then Command D, and it duplicates and it moves. This move is common in design applications, and it allows me to create this like adorable grid of stars. All right. So I just want to take a moment and just give you all the love and admiration and appreciation for this fantastic array of images. This is beautiful. All right. So over here, I think I'm gonna add in some more shortcuts. I'm gonna hop on over to the other document. If you want to continue adding to your octopus and boots, feel free to do so. So we just covered the marker tool, the highlighter, and the eraser. And once again, these are understated tools. They give you that ability to just unlock, right, some creativity and to be with each other in this space. So the next thing I'm going to show you is that even with that marker tool, right, I showed you that marker tool. It's right there. If I press the I key, I can select, I can press the I key, and I could pick any color I want off of the canvas. So like, let's say if I had a photo of myself, I'm going to copy a screenshot. I'm just going to paste a photo of myself right there. Let's say I want to eyedrop a color off of here. I can press the I key, and you'll see on my screen, I can eyedrop any color. And then now when I draw with my marker, oops, I can eyedrop and draw. So eyedrop and draw, eyedrop and draw. And what's cool about that is if I were to go online and I were to say color palette, I'm just going to look up an image of a color palette. Let's say this bright boho color palette right here. I think this is a makeup color palette. I can copy that. I can take a screenshot of it, And I can bring that here into FigJam. And now when I press the marker tool, I press the P key or the M key, I can just press the I key and draw. So let's do I'm gonna do a quick screen recording of that. Let's do a screen recording. We're gonna drop that into that other file. So here I'm gonna record screen. I'm gonna press the P key, right? I draw, press the I key, I pick a color, right? Press the I key, I pick a color, and it gives you this unlock for what it is that you want to draw, what it is that you want to make. So you can have this, like, you can have an instant color palette for drawing, anything that you want right here in FigJam. I'm going to press the stop. I'm going to head on over to our file, and over here in our little shortcuts area, I'm going to drop that video. As a person that hates bright colors, your color palette makes me happy. I appreciate you. Everybody loves a good muted color palette. Sometimes you need that to represent yourself. You need to be a bit more subtle. So here we go. Let's just say, like, color eyedropper picker. And then y'all can, like, come over, you can hit play and you can watch that video. So here are the Command P quick actions. And so this is going to be a way to kind of go about. So I mentioned I was going to talk about images really quick. Let's talk about images and the quick unlock that you can do. What I'm going to do is I want to add an image right here. So media. So I'll show you exactly where that is. I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to come down here, media, upload a video, GIF, JPEG, or the like. And that's going to let me pick images from my computer, right? And it's going to add them right here. And look, it put them in a nice little grid. So I have these images. Now I want to give you all the ability to better modify and place your images. So the first thing that we have here is when I click on an image, I can add an image border. The image border instantly makes things look a little bit better because we have this nice border with these rounded corners. That looks great. But let's say I want to crop this image, right? And you'll actually see up here, there's a crop image option. When I click on that, I can move. And when I hold down the shift key, I can keep the aspect ratio of my image and I can crop it out, right? And that looks pretty good. Now, let's say I want to change how this one looks, right? I want it to be in, let's say, a circle. So I can click on aspect ratio and I can choose a circle and I can move it and I can make it larger. So I was mentioning that FigJam is a design tool. So if you want to make a nice custom mood board, right? So like, let's say here, I'm working on this mood board. And let's say I want to get some colors out of this as well. Or let's say, let's crop one more, right? I'm going to move this. I'm going to hold down the shift key. I'm going to make that bigger, right? And I cropped that image. There we go. So now I want to add some colors. So I could draw a little square, right? And this square, I can hit the I key and select colors right off of the image. Let's do another one. I key, let's drop some colors right off the image, right? I'm going to option drag, I key, let's grab some colors right off the image. And I can make my own palette right here in FigJam. So once again, let's grab that plus, let's add media, and we can grab it from my desktop, right? But you can drag an image right into FigJam as well. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab an image that I have on my desktop. And I'm going to show you two other really cool things to do with images. So let's go into my assets folder. I'm going to, let's see, my animals folder. I'm going to just drag it right on. So all you need to do is drag an image right on, and there you go. You have it. Now, let's say I dragged or I put the wrong image in and I'm copying an image from somewhere else. So let's say I head on over to Unsplash, right? And let's find a puppy photo. There we go. I got a puppy photo. There it is. I'm going to copy that image of that puppy photo, and we're going to hop over here. And I want to replace this one, right? So I copied it. It's in my clipboard of my computer. If I hit paste, it just replaces it, right? So I'll show you one more time. I'm just going to hit undo. So right here, if I have this circle and the circle already has an image, I'm just going to hit paste and it just pastes it right there. So that's going to save you a ton of time if you have placeholders, right? So let's say, I want to make a mood board, right? And as long as this image, like let's say I have a placeholder, right? Let's say I want to make this one smaller. I'm going to hold the command key and drag from the edge. Boom, perfect. Let's make a little bento box. Hit the command key, perfect. Let's grab the command key, move that over, right? And now I can just select it and paste the image from my clipboard wherever I want it to be. So when I mentioned that like FigJam is a design tool, you can really do some nice arrangements of your work. You can do easily place things. And I'm going to show you one last thing. You notice how I'm trying to move this around and it's like snapping to the dot grid. And it's like maybe that's helpful for me right now, but I want to have a little bit more control. We're going to do Command P and I'm going to type in dot grid right here, snap to dot grid. We could turn it on and we could turn it off. So there we go. It's going to be much more snappy and we could turn it back on. So the big difference between Figma and FigJam is that FigJam is more of a collaborative space, right? And it has all of these constraints. Figma is going to be a tool that gives you much more control. So it lets you design all of these like little things. So you can actually make icons. You can have more control over your typography, and you can make design systems. So FigJam would be planning an app, and then Figma would be designing an app, and both can be done together. All right. So let me see. We showed a bunch of things. Let's see. Let's go back to our agenda. Let's see where we're at right now. Commenting. Oh man, y'all are gonna love this. I'm gonna head on over to where we were. We're over here. We're back in our awesome space. Oh, look at that. Look at the little, oh, that's so good. I remember these. These are great. Okay, so I'm gonna leave a comment. So I'm gonna come over here to Andrea, and I'm gonna press the C key. The C key is going to pull up the commenting tool, and I can already see that Alex left a bunch of comments on some of the work. I could actually click on them and I can navigate and I can see where Alex left those comments. I'm going to hit the escape key. I'm going to navigate down. And oh my God, I'm going to leave a comment on this one because this is so fresh. I love the Flava Flav. And he's like a little clock right here. Who did this one? It's Miguel. Yeah. Miguel. Yeah, draw like a little clock on that. That'd be cool. So I'm going to leave a comment and I'm going to click and drag, right? I'm going to drag a little area and I'm going to say, would love to see a clock on that chain. And I'm going to upload 5 images of clocks, right? So this is a new feature. This actually just came out yesterday. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to download, let's go to Unsplash. I'm going to download some images of clocks, or actually better yet, I'm going to take a screen capture. So let's see, clock. Here we go, clocks. I'm going to take a screen capture of those clocks. And here, I'm just going to paste that. Look at that. I pasted the clock and it's in there. So now I can share that feedback, but give visual feedback right in the comment. Let's find another photo of a clock. Let me get another one. All right, that's going to be a good clock. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, and I'm going to paste that. And so let's do one more clock. Oh, that's a fantastic clock. I'm going to include that as part of it. You know what? I'm going to make sure that this one's nice and big and take a big screen capture of this because we want to be able to see those details. So I just pasted in those 3 images. I can also use this with my media browser. And let's see these examples, right? And let's upload it. So now when I click on here, I can see the 3 clocks, and y'all can do this as well. You can click on the comment, you could see the clocks. And when I click on it, check it out. There's a whole image gallery in here now that I can preview those images, and I can even zoom in and zoom out. So now we can leave feedback for others. So I could take screenshots of an interface. I could take screenshots of anything. I could take any image and now include it as part of a comment. And we get this whole gallery that shows up. This is like one of the coolest things. Oh my God, Daniel. I would love something like this. See, Daniel understood the assignment over here. Daniel did the thing. That's amazing. Look at this. So now we could see the clock. There it is, right? And I could zoom in and out, and I have the ability to download it, right? So let's say I shared this with a colleague, I shared this with somebody that I'm working with on a project. Now I want to download it. I'm going to right click and it says download media file, or I can copy it as a PNG. So I can copy this. Oh no, I got an error. Why did I get an error? It's probably because it's like a live session. All right. So let's see. I can still download the media file. No, I'm gonna have to file this as a bug. Maybe there's something wrong. Let's see. I'm gonna try downloading my own. But no. Okay. All right. That's a bummer. Live demos, folks. Sometimes things don't work correctly, but I guarantee you this will work. It could just be that we're in the open session right now. But yeah, feel free to you can leave image comments. Right. You could do the thing. I absolutely love that. All right, so let's take a quick look. I know we got a couple more things to cover, tables, diagrams, and organization. All right, so the table tool in FigJam is awesome. You can actually copy and paste from existing spreadsheets. So if I was to open up Sheets, Google Sheets, then it would be amazing, and I can copy paste from that. I was hoping the Chat GPT was gonna work the way that it did yesterday for me, but unfortunately it's not. So that's sad face. But anyways, we have a table here, and what's cool about the table is that we can format it however we want. So I can select all of these rows and I can make them purple, right? And I can say, this is my title. And I can even select all those rows and I can make that text bigger. I can make it large, right? And then I can select this whole column right here. Let's see, let's grab that whole column. Got that whole column. And we're going to make that light gray. So I can begin to enter in my text. And once again, if I want to select everything and change that formatting, I can make it medium, I can make it large, right? And I can even, move things up and down, right? I can move this column over. It's like Google Sheets, but it's fun, right? So I could say, Miggy, and then like, what is this, like DOB? I'm not going to put in real information, but then I can like move this over and I can extend this out. If I color a row, can I still see the column border? So whatever you color the row as, it'll kind of take it over. So here I can come in and I can change that to a column size. There we go. So you're still going to see all of those lines. So it is trying to do its best to have the best visual, but the thing that it's also going to do, it's always going to change the color of the text so the text can be accessible. So if I change this cell to like green, it's going to check the contrast against that green and make sure that your text is the appropriate color. So that's one of the things that it does well. Oh, so you can't change it so it has to. Each cell needs to be one color. So basically you need to make your decision, right? It's like, okay, it's either one color or the other. So like, you can kind of bring that back. Basically it's telling you that you have mixed colors and that you need to choose one of them for that to be, that particular way. So I just made that white. But tables are pretty cool. You can copy paste them out of other things. Let's hop over. Diagrams are really sweet. We kind of touched on this briefly, but basically, right, if I have a square, if I want to make a little diagram, I could say, first thing to do, I could make that a little bit bigger. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's go extra large. That's too big, but I'll rock with it. Once you add new things, right, I can add another one. So I can add another square, right? Add another square, add another square. There we go. I can add squares in the other direction, or rectangles. Sorry. Add another rectangle. Y'all are probably just like, why does it keep saying squares? Add another rectangle, right? And add another rectangle. Let's add another one. Here we go. Okay, so I've added them. I can arrange them. You can see that they snap nicely. I can move them. You see how these lines all keep with it. I can select those lines and I can change those colors to be whatever I want them to be. And I can even select them. And there's so many options up here, right? Never lose sight of the options to really make this your own. So I could actually set the beginning of the arrow to be a little dot, right? I can select this shape. And it doesn't have to be these colors. It could be any color of the rainbow that I want it to be, right? And you'll see that the text, once again, will always, I actually use this when doing user flow in a college project. Amazing. I love it. I love that you use this. Did you know that on the lines themselves, you could put in a piece of text and then you could say, let's say process. And in that process, I can also come over here to the color and turn on a color background, and then I can move it anywhere along that line. So even if you have these like little like sub things, right? I can add another process, right? And same thing here. I can format this. I can make this medium. So there's a lot of hidden options. I can select all of these three. I can make them all purple. And once again, you have the option to arrange them and do any number of things that you need to do. If I want to change the shapes all at the same time to be a different shape, let's say I want to make them a left-leaning parallelogram. There we go. They're all left-leaning parallelograms now, and I can adjust them as necessary. Now I'm going to show you that anything can actually be connected here. So like I can make another connector, right? And I can connect it to a sticky. So let's say we need to connect this to a sticky, right? And I can just drag that in. You'll see it snap, right? And now it goes. However, sometimes, and this is one of my favorite Figma tips, sometimes you want it to go in the middle, but still stick, right? Sometimes you want it to go over here to the left. Let's make that black so we can see that a little bit better, right? And you can. So if you hold down the command key, let's see, right? This is a great place to make a sitemap. I love it. You can make a command key and it'll add it. So let's make another little recording. Make a little recording, right? So I'm going to record my video. I'm going to add this, right? And you see that when we drop this over here, it snaps. But to snap anywhere you want, you hit that command key and it will now stick. And so that's going to be great. And I can even adjust by adjusting the line. I can make it look exactly the way that I want it to. And you see that it's always snapping, right? So there we go. I got that video. I'm going to drop it over here into the public file. By the way, your octopi look fantastic. Octopod? Is it octopod? Octopuses. I think they're all technically correct. So here, snap to anywhere. Snap to anywhere, on an object with a connector. Okay, cool. So we're running a little short on time. Let's round out some additional things. Feel free to add some questions in the chat. Let's see, embeddable rich media. Basically, head on over to YouTube. Let's find a YouTube video. I'm going to go to one of my previous videos. Let's see, playlists. I'm going to go to Figma Design 101. Here we go. I'm going to copy that and let's paste it into the public deep dive. There we go. I pasted the YouTube video and it embeds and it's playable. You can hit play. So like if you had a Spotify playlist, so let's say if I go to Spotify, I think that let's see, let's find this podcast. This is a podcast by my friend. I can just copy the link to the podcast and it unfurls and you can view it and then you can play it right from here. So those are embeddables. So a lot of different types of content has those unfurlables, that embeddables that allow you to see them, right? So never underestimate what can be brought into a FigJam file. All right, so couple other things we need to export. Let's talk about exporting your wonderful illustrations here because my God, they're amazing. Here, let's say, boom, I want to export this, right? I got this whole thing. I'm going to make a selection here, right? And I'm going to right click and I'm going to export this selection. And I'm going to say export area selection only. So once again, I just hit the right click menu and I chose export selection. And I'm going to export this out as a PNG image. I can make the background solid or transparent. And I'm going to export. And what do we have here? We have an image. Let's share this. I'm going to just drag and drop it right back into FigJam. Well, let's see here because it's on my desktop, but you can't see it. So here, I'll take a screenshot of it on my desktop. See if that comes up. Did that come up? Ooh, let me try one more time. Take a screenshot so you can see that it successfully exported. There we go. So this is on my desktop. It exported the PNG. You can see that everything else is kind of technically transparent. So it's there. So yeah, so make a selection. You want to export it with all the stickers and love, right click, export selection. And you see the different options that you have here. So be a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF, a CSV. The CSV is specifically for tables or stickies. So if you want a comma separated value file that, let's say you've been working and you're jamming on something, you could easily do it that way. Awesome. Ellen, you are a star. This is beautiful. Like it's gorgeous. Everybody is just like God, I'm gonna be looking through this file for days now, just seeing all of these little details. Hey Daniel, you want to give me a high five? Press and hold the H key. Wait, yeah, press and hold the H key. Where's my high five? Oh, I turned my high fives off. Hold on. Let me go here in my preferences, shake cursor high five, and here we go. There we go, Daniel, high five. Yeah, bam. There we go. Boom, boom. Awesome. Yeah. So the high five, you press the H key and you can get a high five. All right. So in the deep dive file, you can see I have a bunch of other stuff. There's so much in FigJam, and we barely even scratched the surface. You can see, like, I typically will go on about templates and widgets and plugins. I know that this was a deep dive, but really what I wanted you to do was try to feel as comfortable as possible in this space to produce stuff. I want y'all to feel comfortable to invite other people to a file and work on an idea together. I'm going to close this out by just showing you down over here, this more tab, right? So when you go to all, we have templates, we have stickers, we have widgets, we have plugins. I'm going to go to the stickers. And here, if you want to add a lot of stickers, I'm going to click up here in the top right. I'm going to dock this to the side, and that's going to allow me to add in a lot of stickers, right? And I can even search through different stickers. So I can say, arrow, and I'm going to get a bunch of arrow stickers, and so we have a little start here one. And these are great for working on a file. If you're going to collaborate with others, you want to prep it. Also here, I'm going to click on templates. So the FigJam and draw activity that we just did, you could just type in FigJam and draw, and it'll pop up. You can add the template right into your file. It's going to be amazing. All right. So before we end off, I would love for you all, I'm going to grab this intro and I'm going to put it into the file with you up here. Here we go. I would love it if we could get some feedback. So over here, Alex is putting it into the chat. Let us know how we're doing. This was, a little bit different. We've kind of focused on FigJam today, but in other workshops, we do deep dives into Figma features such as prototyping, animation, designing using components, using auto layout. So make sure you head on over to figma.com/events for future events. Also check those emails if you've signed up to receive our emails. We do one workshop a month. Our next workshop's going to be, I believe, on December 15th, right, Alex? December 15th. I believe so. So be on the lookout for that. We are going to be talking about using modes in Figma for your designs. So giving you a very ground up approach to how to build those out. So you could register for the next workshop there. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joanne, for joining in today. This was an absolute blast. I really appreciate y'all for hopping in and sharing your creativity and art today. You really understood the assignment. Feel free to export, your work of art, select it, right click, hit export selection, get a copy of it, get your little reminder for this wonderful time that we got to spend together today. I really appreciate you all. And just remember to drop us a little bit of feedback. Thank you all for being here today. I'm gonna put a big thank you For me and Alex. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, happy designing. Oh, I think I'm too far. Oh, here we go. If anybody wants to high five, we should get some high fives going. So here you go. Come over here to the top of the file, press and hold the H key, or just wave wildly. High five. Yes. Thank you all for joining today. This has been an absolute pleasure. Take care.